Hey everyone, it's me, Purple Haze. Thank you all so much for coming. This is my first Shades of Purple for 2023, and I couldn't be more excited to be interviewing the person you see in the description. You're about to see him really soon. We've actually been planning this for a couple of months, and so finally, he's been a little busy with some stuff. We'll ask him about that here in a second and really dive deep into it. But before we get to that, I really want to just say a special thank you to everybody in chat. Cammy, what is up? I am waiting for your first stream your first Friday stream for 2023. I will be there. Mr. Joanna Dark, thank you so much for coming by and supporting Louis. Rudigs, as always, you're amazing. With Cloud and Console, I've been watching you, Rudigs, play the last bit of Stadia. You've been doing an amazing job. Rouster, thank you again so much. If y'all did not know, Rouster and I play tons of Orcs Must Die. He's like already like to 500,000 orcs killed in the game. I need to catch up with him. We're not in competition, but I just don't want to like hold down our team. So Rouster, awesome job. We'll be playing this weekend. Ampy, as always, thank you so much for the support. Silent Cypher, oh my gosh, we're going to be talking about the other part of the duo of what makes Xbox International. Justin, thank you so much. If y'all did not know, Justin just watched the Shades of Purple with Ash, so he has a whole new profound respect for her. Wandering Dutch, good evening, good evening. Thank you all just so much for coming. So with that said, y'all know this is not about me. It never is. It's really about the community and the amazing people that make up this community. And this next person is one of those people. I was introduced to him by Cammy. He just randomly jumped on a stream one day and he just was amazing. So I had to start checking out his podcast and I was like, oh my gosh. So, no one would ever think he's an Xbot, but they will think he's Xbox International. Here he is, none other than Crazy Lui. What's up?
Oh, hello, Purple. Thank you for having me on the show. I mean, I've been so hyped and so happy, to be on this show this week, man. Really, thank you so much for inviting me. Oh, man.
No, well, I know we've been trying to plan it for a while, and you've been a little busy, in the month of December. You kept, dropping these hints they weren't hints. You were letting us know you were about to go do some stuff. So for the people who have not followed you, what happened in December?
Oh, man. Besides my birthday, my missus' birthday, getting married, it was just an insane.
He got married, y'all. Like he is all, what do they say? The ball and chain. He is he spoken for man. He is off the market, no longer, but he's still gonna be gaming, from what I understand. We'll be talking about that. But like tell us about, tell us a little bit about what you did. Like, how did you propose? And then, like, where did you all go? Where did you go get married? Like, tell us.
You want to know the history of how it all began?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it began one day in a WhatsApp chat. Can you imagine that? We were like in a group, and so she actually, like, someone posted a picture of her, and I saw her, and I was like, man, I'm gonna marry that girl. That's what I said right there. I said it on the chat. I literally wrote it down. I'm gonna marry that girl. And I said, who is she? And
what type of WhatsApp chat was? So what was the group? Tell us, like, what was this group like?
Because she's part of like agricultural thing because she, what's it called? Oh my god, I forgot to say it in English, but she exports pineapples to Europe. And so since she exports pineapples, because that's what she does, she's a pineapple exporter. So since she's into the agriculture, we got into this agriculture group, and because I'm into animal feed, so a friend of mine invited me to the group, and there was like probably like 60, 70 people in there, and they posted a picture of an achievement she made because she actually, I think, won an award for being the fastest growing exporter here in Dominican Republic of pineapples. So I saw her right then that page, and I said, "Hey, who is she?" And I said, "I'm gonna marry that girl." And after that, she got scared. She was like, "Who the hell is this guy? I mean, this guy
Yeah,
is a
I mean,
crazy
it
guy."
would be something like kind
Yeah.
of.
Yeah. So when she saw this, it's like, oh my god, this guy's a crazy guy. I mean, she got scared and everything, and like probably like a day or two, we started talking on WhatsApp, and then we met at the yearly fair because they have like a yearly fair where people get together to show their cows and to show their products and everything. So
Show
we
their
met.
pineapples, it seems like.
Yeah, so much. So the pineapples and all that stuff. So yeah, we got together in the fair and started talking, and hey, we hit it off after that. I
Oh
mean,
my.
that's how it all started. And let me see, because of course she thought I was like a toothless guy, because he's like he's got to be a toothless guy, like a guy without teeth or something. She was pretty scared.
Oh my gosh. Well, if that was that was her expectations, you've greatly surpassed that.
Yeah.
And just so I can, we did get some people just recently. What is up, Suna? I think I saw Obi Rose in the house. What is up, Wit? Thank you so much. We are just learning a lot about Crazy Louie, the dynamic force, or one of the forces that makes up Xbox International, the podcast. And if y'all did not know, he was telling us the story about how he met his wife. I would say his new wife. It is a new wife, but it's not like he had an old wife. So his
Yep.
wife, because he just got married in December. So he did bachelor parties. He did all sorts of stuff going on, family, whatnot. So he was a little preoccupied, but now it's 2023, and he is blessing us on Shades of Purple, the first episode of 2023. So I could not be more happy. And so, he told us a little story there about how he basically freaked out his future wife. Um, that's one reason he could be known as Crazy Louie. But
Yep.
why Crazy Louie? I mean, could be Creepy Louie. Kind of has the same ring to it, but what is why crazy?
Why crazy? Well, here's the thing though. When I was young, I mean, I still am. I'm a big wrestling fan. So I do not know why I had like a fan thing with Matt Mick Foley. I was always a big fan of Mick Foley,
Okay.
and Mick Foley is a crazy wrestler. He jumped off a second roof to a mattress, stuff like that. I was like, maybe I could do that one day. So yeah, I started doing all sorts of crazy stuff. I started like throwing myself into bench. I don't know why I had that the wrestling thing. I started throwing myself into benches, jumping off of high stuff into a pool and all that stuff. And my friends said, "Hey, you're a pretty crazy dude." I was like, I'm Crazy Louie, and all of a sudden, that game just stuck to me, and here I am with Crazy Louie. I just been a crazy person all my life.
Oh, in my mind, I had this image of you doing this like over the last few years as like a grown up, just jumping off onto stuff. So,
Hmm. I,
not
I, I control myself because
you're like I would do it, but I have self control now. Like I went to
yeah.
therapy and I no longer jump off of buildings.
I still kind of do it though. I mean, the other day I jumped off, I broke the bed, stuff like that. So I kind of, I have to control myself a little bit because, I got bigger. So not a good thing breaking beds and stuff like that. But yeah, oh man, that's how I was, man. I was a crazy guy doing all sorts of crazy stuff because, man, I love wrestling. I love Mick Foley. He's one of my biggest idols. Such a great guy. And I was like, I have to be like him. And I had like this thing. I wanted to be like a wrestler. I was like, I want to grow up and be a wrestler. But no, it didn't happen.
Oh my
And
gosh, we had another person on the channel who wanted to grow up to be a wrestler, and that is and your mama knows, also known as Cowboy. He told us
mm,
about the story about how he wanted to grow up to be a wrestler. So that's kind of unique. I love when there's like these combinations and themes. Uh even though I think y'all are on the opposite end of the war that we call the console war. It is like it is kind of unique that y'all say that y'all both have them. And we have a special, question here, or somebody wants me to ask us something.
Okay.
What is 150 beers?
Oh, the story of 150 beers. So I told my friends the other day, silent, dark, sour. I was telling them that, hey, one time in a wedding of my cousin in Curacao, he told me that I drank 150 beers. Like, what? I was like, really? Because that night, I don't know what happened. We just drank and drank. I don't know. It was so hot. And I told the guys, I don't know how many beers I drank that night, but literally it was so hot. Like I didn't feel like the beer effect because it was hot. I was like sweating the beer out. I don't know. That was one weird night. But I drank a lot of beers, a lot of beers, a lot of beers, a lot of beers. So what happened was the next day, my cousin's like, there was this fat guy drinking, just grabbing beers and grabbing beers and grabbing beers and drinking a lot of beers. And I was like, well, that was me. I was drinking a lot of beers. I mean, I was too hot. So I just said, let me drink and drink and drink and drink and drink. And man, he's like, damn, the bartender told me that you had 150 beers. Like, what? I was like, no way. No way. So
You'll be
that's
dead.
how
You'll be dead.
so that's how the 150 beers got stuck to me. And so I always tell everybody, hey, one time I drank 150 beers. I know deep inside me, I don't know how many beers I drank, but of course, it's not 150 beers because, yeah, I was probably opening beers, handing beers to my uncle because my uncle only drinks beers. I was opening more beers, handing beers to my brother in law, which my brother in law got drunk that he just couldn't walk. I mean, we had to carry him to the. No, he got bad. He got bad. He had the beer hit him really hard. But yeah, um, that's what I did that night. I was just handing beers over and drinking beers, handing beers over, drinking beers that whole night.
Whose tab was this on?
Hmm?
Whose
Oh,
tab was it on?
my cousins.
Oh,
So
your
yeah,
cousin's tab.
that's
Oh,
right.
that's a
That's
good time. If you're going to drink 150 beers, it's a good time not to own that tab. So, uh, if nothing went right, that went right, unless you're the
uh,
primo of Crazy Louie.
yep. That was just one insane night. Like I say, look at the guys. The guys are always teasing me with their 180
I think it's
beer.
you know, well, before you were the 150 beer drinker, you were this person. And at one time you experienced gaming for the first time. You
Wow.
know, I know we're only going back like 22 years or so right now. But
That's
but with
it's
that said, like tell us a little bit more about like potentially little Louie and gaming, and specifically because you're one of the few who's come on the channel, right? We've had Windstar, who our Primo came on the channel and talked to us about gaming from Mexico. But you've been your gaming journey doesn't start in the United States.
mm-mm.
Tell us a little bit more of what was this like? What was that first gaming memory? What was it like growing up in gaming? Tell us a little bit. Tell us who Louis is, was, will always be.
Well, my gaming story begins when I was 7 years old, which was 33 years old. 6 or 7, pretty much. Yeah, I was like probably 5. I don't know, but it was way back then. It was way back then. And so I remember my father got me this Nintendo with one of the hardest games ever, which I always make fun of the game because that game, when you start the game, you see the guy with the princess in the graveyard and the guy is in his boxer shorts. So you know what they were doing. Yeah, yeah. So
Which game? Which game?
that's Ghost and Goblins.
Ghost and Goblins.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. It begins the guys in his shorts with the princess in a graveyard. I'm like, that's weird, because I like later on in life, I played the game. I was like, wait, is he in boxer shorts? I was like, damn. That was my first childhood memory of a game. But yeah, I saw that. I was like, okay, cool. So I played that game and probably did not pass not even a quarter of the level. Not even a quarter, because that game is hard. It's so punishing, so punishing. And still for me to this day, it's still hard. And yeah, and Super Mario. Yeah, of course, play Super Mario, Duck Hunt. Oh man, Duck Hunt. Ooh, I used to love Duck Hunt so much. Oh man, and Super Mario, the best game ever, of course. And yeah, that's where basically it all began. My father got me this Nintendo, set it up, and just started playing and started having fun.
Oh my gosh. So, um, in Ghosts and Goblins was a pretty, and we have a question: Ghosts and Goblins or Ghouls and Ghosts?
It's basically wait, it's Ghosts and Goblins because is it Ghosts and Goblins? Yeah, Ghosts and Goblins, Ghosts
I'm
and
pretty
Goblins.
sure it's Ghosts and Goblins. No, I think it is. So, Roster, let us know. I don't think there's. I think I know of another game's Ghouls and Ghosts, but I remember Ghosts and Goblins was pretty hard. I wouldn't call it the beginning of a Metrovania game, but it definitely was. It gives me this feeling of potentially one of the first ones. Um, and no, Silent Cipher. It's his episode. We can't time him out. We cannot time him out yet, just yet.
Oh,
Yeah, you know, we do know there was some timing out of people yesterday on Xbox International that shouldn't
yep,
be timed out. But it's Ghosts and Goblins, Mr. Jen,
yeah,
and Roster has verified it.
yeah.
So okay, so you started playing Nintendo. Now, um, and for people who don't know, you are from Dominican Republic, DR.
Yes, they are.
DR. What was gaming in like DR? Like, a lot of times we talk about people like to throw out like the proverbial, they don't have consoles in these other places. These are blah blah blah. What was gaming like in DR? Like, was it hard to come by a console? Like, did you have to share the console? Like, did you have your own console? Like, what is going on?
I was lucky with that because I did not have to share my console. My sister never got into it. And I was lucky for that because she never liked the video games because she was one of those type of persons that they see gaming as it's going to make you stupid, it's going to make you dumb, stop playing video games, you're playing too much. Yeah, it's part of the culture here, Latin culture. That's what happens when they see consoles. I don't know if parents all over the place are like that. I don't know in the States, but I'm talking about here in Dominican. It's hard, hard because people still to this day. My mom says that's all you do. You play video games. You do all that stuff, and then I'm like, what's wrong with that? And then I tell her, video games do this, do that, and I actually do send her websites on. I tell her, you need to read. You need to educate yourself on why gaming is so good, especially for the brain and what does it do, all the good stuff. I even send her videos of kids that even have survived situations. Like I remember this one kid he played World of Warcraft, and his sister saw a deer. I think it's a male. Is it deer? Yeah, she saw a deer, and he told them stay still, and he saved the sister because of World of Warcraft. So I sent her all that stuff so she can learn that video games do teach you stuff and does stuff to your mind that are pretty good because in here it's just oh my god, they just don't like video games. I mean, the adults, the young ones here, like for my age, we're starting to show the kids and showing them like the future kids that like if I have my kids, I'm gonna show them what video gaming does and how good it does because I have learned along the way how gaming is good for us. And but changing like my grandma, my mom's, and everything's mine. That's not gonna happen. Never gonna happen.
No, my mom is she's kind of the same way when I first was playing video games, but she now sees it as a way to bond. Because she's like,
Yeah.
you're gonna go do whatever you want to go do, so I might as well do what you want to do versus like trying to fight it. But I think that's really interesting, and I think a lot of cultures. I think that's for a lot of people who see it. But the one thing that I always come back to with video games is it's like another form of like entertainment. It's another form of learning. And if we go historically, every single form of entertainment and learning when it was first introduced was frowned upon. Reading frowned upon, movies frowned upon. Um, people laughed when they first saw people on TV and television talking about the news. The radio frowned upon. So I think it gives me hope that eventually video games will be taken up in a little bit more serious light. And I think they are pretty serious light depending
Mhm.
on who you talk to. So, so Nintendo was your first console.
Yep.
You know, Ghosts and Goblins. Um, and then, was there anything else on NES? Like, that you played? Obviously, you talked about Duck Hunt, so I'm assuming you're not a Mario fan,
Oh
not a
yeah,
Duck.
big Mario fan. I played all the Mario's.
All the Marios?
Yes, all the Mario's by Nintendo. Mario, Super Mario, Mario Bros. I think it was Super Mario Bros. The second one, Mario Bros. Two, Super Mario Three. Of course, you know when we saw the Wizard. I don't know if you saw that movie. Did you see the Wizard?
The Wiz?
The Wizard, the movie called The Wizard.
Wait, what's the wizard? Yeah, wait, is it about the video game kid, the kid who like travels with it? Yes, yes, of course. Whoa, about to call me out there. I was like,
Yeah, everybody watched that movie just to see Super Mario Three. They did not care about the plot.
they
They just
did
wanted to
release
see.
it in the game, like in the movie.
Yes.
So tell for some of the people, in case like David Wilson, Suna might not know this either. He's a little one, or not little one, young one. Suna, don't beat me up, young one. Wit's kind of young as well, and so is Ambi. About that, but talk about the Wizard and what that was when it was coming out, and why there was this hype amongst like gamers, and we were reading GamePro and whatnot for the game, for the movie.
Man, I mean, when I first saw that movie, I think it was in the movie theaters. I mean, I was like, let me go watch. You know, I heard a friend of mine tell me, "Hey, did you see The Wizard?" I was like, "What's The Wizard?" So it's a movie where you see Super Mario Bros. 3. I was like, "Nah, that ain't true." So you know, I went to my father. I said, Dad, I want to go see this movie. I want to see this movie." My dad took me, and as soon as the movie ended, he was like, "Now I understand why you wanted to see that movie because it didn't tell me what was the purpose to see that movie." And he said, "You took me to see the worst movie just to see a video game." I'm like, "Yes, I saw Super Mario 3." I was really excited to see that.
It released it during the movie. They did
Yes.
the promo of it during the movie, and the movie's all about. If you haven't seen it, it's a great little corny movie about this kid who's really good at video games. Doesn't talk really, just beats games, and they
Yeah.
travel and I always wondered like what these gaming tournaments were when I was younger. I was like, where are these competitions? Like, um, it's kind of like when you watch Over the Top, and that's the one, right, with Sylvester Stallone, and he's like arm wrestling. I'm like, where are these arm wrestling competitions? The same thing. I used to always wonder where these competitions were.
Yeah.
Um, like, yes, it is. Has the Nintendo glove. I never had a Nintendo glove. I've actually never worn a Nintendo glove. There,
Oh my god,
Russ. Uh,
that never worked. I mean, I had a friend who had one and just, mm-mm. You're playing with power. No, no.
I never play like it has like I had a Game Genie. I had all the other things, but I never had uh, a Power Glove. And I think I saw it at a garage sale or something.
No.
And by that time, it was like no one had it. But it does make me think: what if those things came back? Like, I know, right? Like, I just thought about that. Like, what if we like brought something back like that? Like, what
Hmm.
would that be? What that look like? More to come as we talk about the future of gaming. like your mind was like, I could see your mind like spinning so fast. You were
Mhm.
like,
Mhm.
yeah.
What? Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so bring back the the super scope. The super scope. What's the super scope?
Super Scope? Do you that was for Super Nintendo though. It was like this big bazooka.
Oh yeah. It
Yeah.
played it. You could play it with Contra. I think you could play that with Contra, the Contra game
No,
for the Super Nintendo.
no, you could play with it, oh my god, my favorite game, Metal Falcon, Falcon's Revenge. What was the other one? Dark, help me out. There was another one. Metal Falcon was the second one. There was the first one. I forgot.
Obi
Oh my
Gross
god.
keeps saying everything was the ish.
But
So,
yes, it's the Super NES Bazooka. Oh man, I loved the super oh my god, I forgot the name of the Super Scope.
I don't even recall this. I didn't have a Super Nintendo, so I went from Nintendo to Game
Oh,
Gear. But I didn't have a Super Nintendo. Battle Clash.
Battle Clash, that's the first one. Yes. Oh my god. Oh man, I wish I could get those games back. Oh, Battle
Yoshi
Clash.
Safari.
No,
Oh my gosh.
I never played Yoshi Safari. No, no.
Hey Simpleton, what's up? We are just learning about uh Crazy Lui here, Xbox International. He's telling us all about the gaming in the DR when he grew up, and he was just talking to us a little bit about the Super Scope. Is
Yep.
that what it's? Did I get that right?
You got it right. You got it right.
The Super Scope. Um, oh my gosh. So you're Mario. So since you played every Mario, I'm not going to ask the question because I think you're a biased judge of the question I usually ask. But what is your favorite Mario to play?
Oh my god, that is a hard question. My favorite Mario to play. Well, I'll be honest with you. Super Mario from Super Nintendo. That's for me my favorite Mario because that's the only game where I have replayed it and replayed it many times because I love it. I love Super Mario from the Super Nintendo. That's my favorite
Wow.
Mario. Yeah.
And when you say you play every Mario, do you play like the other franchises like Dr. Mario,
Oh yes, I
Paper
played that.
Mario?
I
Are
played
you
Doctor
serious? You play
Mario.
like
Yes.
every Mario franchise?
Oh, and the worst Mario of all, Mario is missing. Oh my god, I hate it. Mario is missing. Oh no, 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 no. That was the worst Mario of them
Oh
all.
my gosh. I thought you were going to say Mario and Rabbits, actually, because, Activision, or not Activision,
Mhm.
Ubisoft supposedly canceled the project because it didn't do too well.
What?
Uh,
No, I can't. No way. They did?
well,
No.
no, it released, but yeah, it just came out in the news. Ubisoft, Ubisoft didn't do too well. We'll say it like that. Look at this.
I'm looking for that right
Mario
now.
Rabbits but Mr. Joanna Dark, but supposedly it didn't do too well. I'm not making it up.
Oh,
Like this,
I'm looking for it right now, but I think I was
I
like,
mean, it
no, no,
didn't
no.
cancel, but I think they're going forward. It did not perform like they did that in Just Dance. You're just
Oh
reading.
yeah. Oh no, they can't cancel that game because that Mario Rabbids is pretty fun.
I mean,
Oh my god.
hey, well, y'all. I guess y'all are
See,
looking for the free game and didn't go support Ubi's tough times for Ubisoft, y'all. That's all I'm gonna say. Tough
tough
times.
times. Yep.
But so you had Super Nintendo. Did you
No.
have anything? Were you a Sega player, or did you Did
Oh,
you go?
I used to be a big Sega player too. I mean, I had pretty much all the consoles except for 3DO, Panasonic. You know, all those consoles that were just really, really expensive. But yeah, I had a Sega, I had a Super Nintendo. Uh, what else did I have? Sega CD. I had the Sega Transformer. You know, where you had to put the Sega CD 32X, the 34. I forgot all the stuff Sega has. Sega had like so many things. It was insane.
Sega was awesome. Like, I think people forget how much Sega. No, I don't think we forget. I think we forget that Sega just like came on the scene like in the early 90s and like they were there and then they weren't. Like, right? Like they were an arcade maker. They then came in the console, they dominated, and then they were just gone.
Hmm.
Um, what is up, Crow? Another person who has all the information. Always need a Crow resident in your chat. He can answer almost anything. So yeah. So Nintendo 64. So, a lot of people would say Mario 64 was the greatest Mario of all time. You obviously thought that was just trash because you didn't pick it up. But you know, I'm just kidding. But you didn't like it. I don't
I
blame
love,
you. I don't
I
blame
love,
Mario 64. People, he couldn't walk straight.
I loved it though. I had fun with Mario 64. I loved it. I had fun with Mario 64. It was pretty good. For me, it was pretty good, but for me, it's not like the wow Mario, but it was good. It was good. It was a lot of fun. Mario 64 was good.
Are you going to be watching the Mario movie coming out?
Oh, yes, I am. Of course, I am.
What do you think of the trailers?
Oh, they are awesome. I just love that it pretty much is everything that you want in a Mario movie. You got Mario Kart in there. You got all the cool Mario stuff in there. So, man, it's going to be just super cool.
Oh my gosh, y'all. So for y'all who are questioning who actually likes the trailers and the Chris Pratt and all those voices, this guy. He's the one. No, and I just want to we're getting obviously Mr. Joanna Dark, Star Fox 64 is one of my favorite games of all time. Probably have like one of the highest scores in that game ever. But y'all know Mario. To me, Mario is like it's a good game. I just think it's overhyped. I think it's like it's what most people would agree with me when I bring them
Oh
on.
my god. Oh
No,
my
I think it's
god.
a wonderful
I know.
franchise. I think it's like it's just hanging on to like its glory days there. But I think if we look at Mario now, yeah, I'm not too sure
Hmm.
if I would put it in the greatest like I mean it's good. It's good. It's like saying like vanilla ice cream. Like okay, it's solid. it's not the best flavor.
Oh my god! Oh my god! But yeah, Mario's the top of its line though. It's the truth. But I agree with you. Some sort of things people tend to overhype it too much. It's true, but hey, it got to where it got. I
I'm
mean,
joking with you, Crazy Lounge. And Silent Cypher, I think that's why I made the comment. I think he's the only one.
oh no, but Silent Cipher, he's gonna agree with you 100%. See, there it is, there it is. I agree 100%. Yep.
Used to be
I was
good.
ready
I
for
mean,
that.
it's when gaming was good. I mean, I think Mario now it's like they're trying to do all these weird things. I think probably they should just like maybe put Mario on a hiatus. Do like Sega did with Sonic. Like
Hmm.
then come back. Like go away for a little bit.
But Sonic has come back for many years, though. I think before Sonic Frontiers, there was Sonic Colors, and it
Yeah,
was
but
Sonic
there's like all
Colors.
these
And
other Marios. There's like Paper Mario. There's like Luigi. There's like a Mario for everything. There's like Mario Kart. Like Mario Kart is becoming the new. That's what I call music. Like how you're like I am never coming on Purple Show again.
no, no, no,
But,
no, it's cool. It's
but
cool.
there's like that's what I call music. Like 55. And we're now getting into like Mario Kart, like double digits Mario Kart. Like they should what would be cool. And I think Obi Rose mentioned this in chat. Like they should like bring Mario and put him in F-Zero. Like make that racing game. Like
Yeah.
do that.
Oh,
Right.
you're talking about like instead of having a Smash Brothers, you can have a Smash Car. Yeah,
That's why
you
they
can
pay you
just.
the big bucks because you have ideas like that. That is amazing. Yeah. Yeah, they
that
need it like
that'll be interesting though. Have a Smash Kart. Everybody in there. You got the F-Zero, Captain Falco. You can probably put Star Fox in there too. In the spaceship. Oh man, that would be insane.
yeah,
Wow.
like wouldn't it? Like remember when like Smash Brothers came out? Like we were like, what the heck is this? And then just revolutionized like fighting games. They need to do the same thing with racing games. And I think like cool Mario Kart's cool, but everybody's like kind of like mimic that formula, like change it up a little bit.
Yeah, they should do that. A Smash Kart game. It'll probably and you if it does come out, it will outsell probably all the Marios out there. But yeah.
Yeah. So, because you are Xbox International, gotta ask you this. Were you a PlayStation person at any time?
Yes, of course. I mean, I still got my PS5. I got my PS5 over there. I got my PS2 right here. I got a Sega Dreamcast on there. I got another PS2 back there.
You have a Sega Dreamcast?
Yes, I do. It's in there now. Yes, I do.
Where does Sega Dreamcast like? So obviously you have Sega Dreamcast. People would consider this retro gaming now.
Yep.
What do you consider so great about Sega Dreamcast since you still have it?
Oh my god, everything.
Oh my gosh. Okay, you
it's
got to
Sega
back this up.
Dreamcast.
We've had people on the show say this and never can back up why it's the greatest console on the.
I mean, the games, everything about that console. That console. I was sad that it just disappeared, but man, it's just for me. That's one of the best consoles I ever had. The games, the library of games that were in it. Oh my god, it's just amazing. The controller too. Oh, I love that controller. Super comfortable, especially for fighting games. Oh my god. Wow.
Well, it was
Wow.
built to be like an arcade to bring your arcades to the living room, right? And I just want to say Suna caught it very y'all. Crazy Louis actually placing the PlayStation 5 the way it should be, horizontally on its side. So great job, Crazy Louis, for extending the life of your PlayStation 5 there. Good job.
It was vertical until that news came out. I was like, okay,
He is like he did it that.
I did it. And I'll be honest with you, I like it. I like it horizontal. It's
I actually
better.
think it looks better
Yeah,
horizontal
do,
because it doesn't look like the standing spaceship. And when you look at it,
yeah.
like it's supposed to be like it has the little knobs there to sit it flat. You know?
It actually looks a lot better, to be honest. For me, it does. It looks a lot better. And what else? When it was vertical, sometimes by accident, when I bumped the furniture, it started to move. I'm like, oh
yeah,
man.
it's like 2 stories tall. Of course, it's gonna move if you bump it.
Yeah, I was afraid it was gonna fall one day. So
You know
yeah.
what? So, question I have about this, and not for you, but in general for Chad and everybody else. who came up with the idea to show PlayStation 5 vertical, right? Because Best Buy, if you go, if GameStop, if you go, they all have it up, and PlayStation must have like shown that's how you place the PlayStation 5. So it's like, did they not know this? Or is there like blowing up PlayStations that we don't know about? I don't know. I think it's a weird conspiracy theory how they have now like all PlayStation players are now like they're switching
To horizontal, you mean?
horizontal. Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing with that. When the whole liquid metal came, when they were talking about liquid metal, a bunch of people, especially me, I went online and searched about the liquid metal, and because people were telling me that in PC they don't like to use liquid metal because if it goes out a little bit, it's gonna fry your PC all the way. So when I saw that the whole liquid metal thing, I was actually pretty scared about the PS5. But then I saw this guy who grabbed the PS5, just threw it on the ground, threw a safe on it, smashed it, did everything. This guy buys consoles and smashes them, right, to see how long they resist. And I saw that the PS5 did not fry, didn't do nothing. So I was like, okay, then vertical it is. It's not gonna have an issue. But then, all of a sudden, this whole issue just came up. And it's not like it's all the PlayStations, like people are saying, oh my God, it's every place. No, it's not like that. No. That's not all PlayStations. Because again, it happens to the best. I mean, there could be, I'm saying could be, I'm not confirming it. There could be some PlayStations that have had that issue. There could be, because it happens to all of them. I mean, we have cars been, what's it called? Retail back. We had cell phones with problems, TVs. It happens.
Everything happens.
Yeah, everything happens. So yeah. It's not all of them, guys. So don't, no worries. It's not all of them.
Look at that. Look at the Xbox International. Even though you're Xbox International, look at you supporting the PlayStation.
Yeah.
We have a few of them in the chat. We got Obi Rose, we have Rudigs, a couple of different people out there who are on Team PS/Pony. But yeah, and look at it. It is one of the bigger ones just stepped inside. Your former, let me actually say this. And Your Mama Knows it's in chat. Welcome, And Your Mama Knows has a great show that is usually precedes this one. And Your Mama Knows, did you know Crazy Lui also wanted to be a wrestler? Who would have thought? Like, yeah, he was also a wrestler type of person. So I thought that was like really cool with y'all. Yeah, but so I see. It's debunked. I don't know. I didn't get that news. I haven't read that news, Cowboy. I'm sorry.
Don't count on that yet. Either way, though, wait till the company comes out and says it. Just wait for that. I don't doubt it. Like I said, I don't doubt it. There could be 1 out of 300 consoles that might have that issue, but not like how people are putting that is 8 out of 10 consoles that are having that problem. No, it's not like that.
Oh, look at that. I knew that Xbox the spirit had to come out some way. You're like, all right. So you have PlayStation, you have all these consoles. When is it when you start to say, you know what, I want to have a tattoo that says Xbox? When is it that you start to now become like this person who lifts up the community, who says, Xbox, get on my back because it's a sinking ship, but I'm going to take us out of it? When does that happen? I'm just kidding, not sinking ship, but
when did I get into Xbox? Because here's the thing, though. Xbox was the one with the pretty much that was more advanced with the online with the online gaming. So I got my 360, and I think it was 2006 or 2007. And basically, I just started playing on my Xbox and fell in love with the ecosystem, and I was really enjoying it. I also got a PS3, but I wasn't like too much with the PS3. I was more into Xbox because Xbox had a lot of games, Xbox had a lot of stuff, and I was like, okay, let me just play Xbox, and that's how I got into the Xbox, console. And actually, I'm happy that I got into it because the ecosystem is awesome. I still love it to this day, even with the Play Anywhere. Oh, it's just awesome. That console really, the way it has advanced is just fantastic, and I love it. I love it. I still love my PS5, my PlayStation, guys, just in case. So
don't beat him up. He's not like one of he still has it. Look at it. He put it on its side. He cares. He's a caring PlayStation player as well. You can't hate him for that.
Oh, I game in anything. I mean, I love gaming. I love gaming. I love gaming. I'm a big guy, on the gaming things. I mean, I played on PC too. Like for example, my favorite game is Doom. I always tell that to everybody. Doom for me is my game. I remember
Doom, which
playing
Doom? Just in
the
general, the franchise
Do-
Doom?
Doom 2 was the first one I played. And when I heard about the BFG, which of course we're not going to say the name because YouTube now has standards, so we cannot say the F word. But yes, when I played Doom 2, oh my god, the sound of the double barrel, the shooting all the demons and all that stuff. Oh my god. Oh, I just love Doom. That's my game. That for me is my number one game of all time. And like a
Doom.
Doom, yes. Doom. I'm a big Doom fanatic. Big Doom fanatic.
Oh my
That's
gosh. I don't think I've ever heard someone say Doom is their favorite game.
what? No way. Really? That's my favorite game. I mean, whenever a Doom comes out, I'm right there playing it. I just love it. I
No, that's
love it.
cool. On some of us in chat, and I see you there. Hey, David Wilson, thank you for stopping by. Some of us in chat played a game, played a system called Stadia. You can still play it, but Doom was one of the best games to run on Stadia.
Really?
So yeah, it really was like one of those. It was actually the first game that they ran on Stadia to show that it could keep up with minimal lag and with the graphics. So it always ran really, really, really well.
Oh, it's
True story there.
so sad that Stadia died. So
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah, but it's gonna live on somewhere else.
Mm.
That's the hope, That's what we're saying now.
I I was hoping to get my hands on one of those, but no, it's just not gonna happen.
Yeah, well, maybe you never know. Never know. It may come back eventually in some shape or form, but never in the shape of Stadia. But with that said, all right. So, you've been advertising a phenomenal horror movie franchise all night.
Friday the 13th. That's actually also my favorite Nintendo game. Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. Really?
Yep. I even have the box back there. I bought the box the other day, the box and the with the Nintendo cartridge in it. It's in my closet. Oh my god, I bought it and I have it nice and safe right there. So when I move, I'm gonna frame it. I love that game. It's one of my favorite Nintendo games. A lot of people did not like it, but hey, I loved it. I loved it.
I didn't play it. I'll be very honest. I didn't play it. Didn't play Friday the 13th. So I may have to go play. Maybe it's on, what is it? If Mr. Tinter or I can't think of it. There's another service that does a lot of retro games. I can't think of it, but I may have to play it there. So, but you're a horror. So you like horror. You like horror
Yes.
games. You like horror movies. Really quick because a lot of people. I play horror games. It's how I connect to the community. It's how I show people. I do game. Uh, Despite the fact that the players I play on the game like to die while I'm playing the game. It's not my fault. It's their fault. We know this. Cammy, don't say anything. Hutch, please don't say anything. Okay. Okay. Let's just leave it at that. And so in your opinion, favorite horror movie of all time?
Dang, that is like the hardest question. Oh
That's
my
not the
god.
hardest question.
Yes, for me it is because horror movies it's got so much categories. You got the slasher, for example, for slasher.
No,
Of
okay,
course.
okay, great. So okay, great. Okay, so okay. Well,
Okay, can I do it this way?
so do
Um
slasher horror, psychological horror, and then sci-fi horror.
all right. Oh man, that's a lot better. For slasher, of course, Friday the 13th. For me, of course, Friday the 13th. I remember when I saw that as a kid, I was scared of it. Uh and yeah, but then I just one day just started watching it and I was like, okay, got adjusted to Jason and fall in love with Jason. And yeah, so Friday the 13th for me on slasher side. For psychological horror, oh my god. Oof. Oh my god. Psychological. I have to think on that
Ooh.
one. I have to. That was a big
Event
hard.
Horizon, Wandering Dutch coming out of nowhere with that. That is a scary one. I will give you Event Horizon. Uh
Event Horizon.
Simple, yeah,
Who is
Simpleton
that?
Wandering
See?
Dutch. That is a scary. Yeah, it's the one with the spaceship. That one did kind of freak me out.
I have not seen that movie. I'm gonna have to watch it now.
What?
Nope, I've not seen that movie.
You need to watch it tonight.
Yep, yep, yep.
Tonight. Yeah,
I
Event
will. I'll
Horizon
watch it.
was like I haven't heard that in a while, but now that you mention it, it is one of the ones I would say is really scary. Okay, so psychological horror. I cut you off. I apologize, Louis, but I get
Oof.
excited when chat comes up with something.
Oh no, it's cool. It's cool. Oh man. For sci-fi, I'm going with The Thing. I love The Thing. Oh
The
my god.
Thing.
Yep, I can watch it every single year. I love The Thing. The Thing for me is just freaking one of the best movies. Just everything. Oh my god, that Thing,
Oh,
man. Oof, oof. And last, for psychological, I guess I'm gonna go to Hannibal. Not Hannibal. Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs.
Yep.
I love Silence of the Lambs, by the way. Right. I love the whole what they've done with that franchise. I like it a lot. I put that more in suspense, right? But I could
Suspense.
see where you put horror. Well, Silence of the Lambs, right? I could see where Hannibal would be horror.
Mm-hmm.
But
No,
no,
Hannibal.
that's just my crazy. That's just my crazy
I mean,
categorization.
when you sit down and you like when you're young, right? You sit down and you watch that movie and you see this guy behind, just chilling, just talking to you. The way he talks to you, like, whoa, this guy's freaky. I mean, I don't care what people say.
Who, Anthony Hopkins?
Anthony Hawkins, oh my god, the way that's I don't know, but that's his best role. I mean, there was even a funny story about him that one of his wives just or girlfriends broke up with him because she couldn't look at him because every time she looked at him, she saw Lecter. It's
Hannah. I mean, that's really like. Don't get me wrong. I think that Silence of the Lambs is actually a very good movie.
Yeah, it
Very,
is.
very good
It
movie.
is. It is. It is.
Hellraiser. That's a good. Which Hellraiser? Which version?
Oh man. Oh man. Hellraiser. Wow. For me, Hellraiser, the second one, Hellbound, is the best one because that you got to see the everything inside of the Hellraiser universe. That for me was the best one out of all the 20 Hellraisers out there because it's like 200 Hellraisers right now.
I know, Cowboy. I think you and Crazy Louis, as y'all are talking, I hear a lot. So Cowboy says, Silence of the Lambs is one of his favorites as well, or is he
Yeah.
loves the franchise. It is really good. So, yeah, no one's mentioned anything about
Yeah.
Aliens.
Yeah.
Aliens is good.
Yeah, Aliens was good, but the thing is, I see Aliens more like an action game because the first Alien movie, I just never got scared of it. I don't know why. I don't
What?
feel
Whoa!
no
The
no
first Alien
no.
is potentially like one of the top 10 greatest films of all time.
Oh no, it's great. Oh, it's great. Oh, no doubt. I love Aliens for me. Oof. And if we get into that, we're gonna sit here all night because if we get into the Aliens and Predator and all that stuff, oh my God,
Okay,
we will
so
go all night on that.
oh, I just recently Wit is here. Wit knows this because Wit has watched. We watched Alien versus Predator, and Predator. I'll say this about Aliens: like after Aliens, right? Alien 2.
Yep.
I think it gets weird.
Yes.
That's all I'm going to say. It gets weird,
I
right?
agree with you.
It gets really weird. We get like this really bad dog alien in Alien 3. This really bad, like cartoonish stuff. Alien 4 happens, and I don't know. They have sex with aliens. Can I say
No.
that on YouTube?
Yeah,
Like, right? Like that's what
yes,
happens. No,
that's what happens.
spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! If you haven't seen it, it is something that happens in that.
No. Don't see it. Don't see it. Please don't see it. It's not worth seeing it. It's not worth seeing it. Just don't see it. Seriously, it's not worth. I mean, if you just go to Alien 3, once you see Alien 3, and it right there. Don't.
Once you see the bad CGI, that's it. But then, no, I would agree. I think Predator 1, to Cowboy's point, I think Predator 1 has one of the greatest music scores of all time. I think that is forever true. But if you watch it now, and I didn't notice this when I watched, I think it came out when I was like a teenager or something. But don't want to say my age. But the thing about Predator is there's a lot of and I'm super inclusive on this channel. There's a lot of homoeroticism in Predator. I just recently watched it and I was like, yes, yes, there is. There's a lot of muscles, there's a lot of slapping of each other, there's a lot of like this weird hugging and gripping of each other. It reminds me of this Roman Greek type of like which is cool. I think it's very inclusive. I'm just saying that a
That's
lot of
that.
people.
That was a typical '80s action movie thing. Yeah, you got all these big muscle guys. I mean, look, remember the '80s were Jean-Claude Van Damme. And Jean-Claude Van Damme was always kicking butt in karate. You also had the best martial artist of all time, Chuck Norris. I know people are gonna jump me on that. You'll see. Wait, give it a second on chat. Chuck Norris. You had Chuck Norris movies. You had
Chuck Norris is not muscular. What are you talking
I-
about?
it- Chuck Norris doesn't need to be muscular. He just needs, he can flick all those guys off. That's it.
Someone else was talking. I saw something in your chat
Yeah.
yesterday about Chuck Norris.
You also have Sylvester Stallone movies back in the day. So yeah, basically that was the typical '80s movie. Big guys, action
Who was
movies.
the kickboxer guy?
That's
Kickboxer.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
No, no. Or who was the guy who played on Step by Step? Or the one that I forget his name.
Step by step.
It was Step by Step is a comedy, but he played in some action movies. But he's back then. Chuck Norris doesn't beat John Van Damme. No, I don't think anybody could beat Jean-Claude Van Damme. But I'm just saying that's the look. It looked it was interesting when you go back and watch it. It has a great music score, and it's still a really really solid movie,
Yep.
nonetheless. So thank you for bringing that one up, Cowboy, and thank you everybody for Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal's not muscular either.
He was. Yeah.
No, don't say it.
Oh yeah, Dolph Lundgren. Oh my God, Dolph Lundgren was big too in the '80s. Oh my God, he had a good. I don't know if it's '80s or '90s. He had a good movie with Brandon Lee. Oh my God, that movie's awesome. Dolph Lundgren was pretty good too.
Oh
It's
my gosh.
nice. Oof.
Yeah, great time. Great. I look at y'all. I see the kid in you where you're like, I want to be that kid. I want to be that guy. I can see it. I can see it in chat. I can see all y'all like reliving this like playing army and doing whatever.
It's weird though, because I mean nowadays you don't let your kids like watch all these rated R movies, but back in the days your parents were like, hey, go ahead, go watch Rocky. I remember 6 years old, I went to see Terminator 2, 6-7 years old.
I mean, Terminator 2 is a great movie to watch at 6 or 7 years old because it teaches you how to survive. I could understand that.
Man, I'm telling you, I used to watch how to survive. No, I mean, after I watched that movie, I always wanted my own Terminator. I was like, yeah, I want my own Terminator. I want my own Arnie Terminator. I always wanted that. But yeah.
I want an upgraded Terminator, though. I always thought that. I always felt like the Terminators are, from the future when they send them back. I always felt that they were kind of like the Coyote and Roadrunner in Looney Tunes. And it's like if they just did it again, you don't have to send like just don't have to wait 20 years. Just send another one. Like, what are the odds that they're gonna do it again? That's my whole thing.
That's why you got to see the Sarah Connor Chronicles, because I think they show a lot of that stuff in there on how they resend them again. I think in the last Terminator Dark Fate, Sarah Connor said that she also received like when Terminators came to the president, she always went down and hunted them down. So yeah,
I only in Hollywood. In real life, it wouldn't happen. In real life, it wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
But all right, so thank you for taking us down movie lane. Thank you for talking to us about a little bit about horror movies and what you see in it. So you started a podcast. Why Xbox? Why Xbox International? Talk to us a little bit how you came across this group of them, and y'all really gel well together. If y'all have not seen it, please go down below. I'll like and subscribe it. Their channel, obviously, you can always like and subscribe mine, but they are really close to 1,000 subs. So once again, just like Cherry Man Gaming, they're right there next to it. So please go and give them a watch because they talk really great podcast. But how did you come about this podcast?
Oh man, how did I come out with this podcast? Oof, It started. I think it was like two. Was it? Wait, it was actually a year and a half, 2 years ago. I think it was. Yeah, probably two. No, year and a half ago. Let's go a year and a half ago. Um, Sour Blow, my friend. We just all of a sudden just I think we just met up in a party chat. We just started talking. It's like, hey, you know, why don't we go sit down, watch a show? Let's do a podcast. Let's watch a show. What's it called? Let's just watch an E3 together. And I sat down with me, Sour Blow, and this guy named Cobra, which is he's a PUBG fanatic. He loves PUBG, and so we sat there, watched E3, and then Sour Blow was like, hey, why don't we just do a podcast? Are you up for it? I'm like, okay, let's do it. So we started a podcast in Spanish called Gaming Lobby, and after that, we just went on. And Sablo told me, "Hey, grab Twitter," and I started going on Twitter and just being on Twitter, just socializing and seeing stuff. And I was like, let me just start my persona. Let me let go my persona. Let me go my crazy self. And Sablo said, "Do it, go for it. You got that energy. Why don't you do it? Just let it go." And so I said, "Okay." And so I started with saying good morning, doing all that stuff, and then
Can you give us like how you introduce you? Because you have a lot of energy when you do your introductions. Can you give us one? Can you do us like just one for the show? Like,
you want a good morning?
yeah.
Okay. Good morning, everybody.
I love it. Anytime you start your videos, you started with all this energy. I love it. Thank you. But go on, go on. I love it.
So I started with the good morning videos, and basically it all started from there. I remember one day, Fun Speculation invited me to a channel. That was the first big channel I went on there. Shout out to Mav, love you to death, brother. He invited me to his channel, and from then just went on forward. Just went on forward, and then one day we sat down with. I was talking to Sablo, and I said, Sablo, why don't we start an English podcast, because we're doing a Spanish one. Why don't we do an English one? We just do one on Tuesday, one on Wednesday. And me and Sarah were like, okay, let's give it a go. Let's try it out. And so we started working on it. And I remember we sat down with Mr. Dark and talked with Mr. Dark. And Mr. Dark, at the beginning he could make it, but then he started to work and he just couldn't be there anymore because this work just got him super busy. But we started with Dark, and then like we met up with Dark and met Silent Cypher in the chat right there, and we decided just to form this big group. And I remember our first episode was me, Sour, and Dark. We were talking about a Todd Howard interview, which was huge. I mean, that interview was big. He talked a lot of cool stuff. So we started there, and after that, since we sat down with Silent Cypher and said, "Hey, Silent, why don't you come join us?" He's like, "Okay, cool," because Silent Cypher used to podcast way back in the day. I mean, Silent Cypher was pretty much the first podcaster. Pretty much, he's like ancient in podcasting. He's like the legend. He started pretty much with podcasting when YouTube started. Was it 2003,
I like
2002?
Silent. I like Silent. Hopefully, I can get Silent on the show one day. But I like Silent, and his pilot is taking off. I love everything about when he does that. So, thank you, Silent, if you're still there. Thank you. But go ahead. I love hearing stories about channels and communities come together.
Yes, Dark. Yes, I agree with you. Silent did invent podcasts. Yes, he's actually the legend in podcasting. Well, yeah, Silent Cypher pretty much was the legend of podcasting. So yeah, and we met up and said, "Oh, why don't you join us?" He's like, "Okay, cool." And so we sat down and came up with the name Xbox International, because we all love Xbox. We're all big fans of Xbox, and we all game on Xbox, and that's how it started. Xbox International started in January last year, and boom, just after that went on forward.
I mean, y'all are doing amazing. Like I said, so close to that 1,000 sub mark, and then once you go there, it's 10,000, 20,000, and so forth. And I just like it. And so why? So got the Xbox, but why international?
Mm, because Dark is from Nicaragua, Sour is Dominican, I'm Dominican, and Silent is American. So we were like, why don't we just call it international? Because we're from all over the place. We are from around the world, different parts of the world.
And did y'all just know y'all just like kind of connected through gaming? It seems like, right? Yeah, like
Yep, that's the fun part. All of us connected through gaming. First, me and Sour, And then we
And what
connected with
game? What game?
what game? I don't know. We just won an Xbox chat. I don't know what game I was playing, but I don't remember. I was just playing the game, and Sarah was there, and we just met up because I went into a chat with another friend. His name was Elvis. I think it was with Elvis right there. So yeah, right then and there, I met Sarah Blue, right there, and that's
And,
how it all started.
and then that's when y'all met Mr. Dark,
All on the way. Yeah.
oh
Dark
my,
Dark came on the gaming lobby as a guest because Dark speaks Spanish. He came as a guest, and after that, we just started making good connections with him and became good friends with him. And so yeah, he became a part of the team.
awesome. No, and y'all have an amazing team, and it was Halo Infinite. Mr. Dark said it was Halo Infinite. It's the one y'all played. Y'all
Oh
played.
yeah, the idea came by Halo Infinite. We were all playing the Halo Infinite. That's where the idea was born, from playing Halo Infinite multiplayer.
And then Simpleton has a question here. He said, "No Puerto Ricans. No Puerto Ricans."
Oh, Simpleton, I do have a good news though, because I'm gonna keep it a secret. We will announce him one day on Twitter. Let's just wait for it. We will announce it. This is one of our secrets we have, and yes, I'll tell you when we announce it. But pretty soon, spoiler. Yes, there will be a Puerto Rican.
What? Look at that. Cammy's like about to super Cammy and uh Beppo and everybody else. Because there's a pretty solid Puerto Rican gaming contingent around. So gotta give them some love. Or they start getting angry. Or are they always upset? I can never understand. I'm joking, joking. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. So so I think you all have an amazing channel. I love the vibe of it. I love how y'all bring different things. Obviously, Sour, awesome job on that intro yesterday. I was like, wait a second, I've never seen this. So awesome job there. Just great show, y'all. If y'all want to get like some news, and as you can see, obviously it has an Xbox slant to it, but they really talk about a lot about gaming, and it's not really super fanboyish or anything. So if you ever want to check in on that and drop down, I think that they're one of the top Xbox gaming channels out there. So awesome, just awesome job in what you all are doing today. And
Mhm.
speaking of today, we can't speak about today without speaking about tomorrow. Any big plans coming out in 2023? Kind of alluded to one that may be getting leaked in Twitter, but you know what? Anything that you can maybe let us know what y'all have like cooking.
Of us? Oh my god. Well, I kind of said a little bit, but we're gonna have to wait because we're gonna have to wait to announce that. We have
Yeah,
to wait to announce that, and a couple of cool projects we're trying to do to announce later on, because we have to get organized, because like I said, oh man, last year for me, the channel started and everything, but right there I had wedding, I had all the stuff. Weddings, when like 6 months into the wedding, that's when gears just everything just starts kicking. You got wedding on your head. And so this year's new projects, we're getting more organized. We're gonna call, with more content. I'll be, doing what I've been doing. I've done it a couple of times. Like I go live and just talk, because I love to talk and I love to rant. I'm a big ranter. Everybody knows that. And I love to do that. So yeah, I'll be doing my videos and a couple more things. And yes, like I said, there's something, we have a little secret. We will send it, on Twitter one day and talk about it. But yes, we're holding it off a bit because we got to have that organized before we talk about it.
no worries, no worries. Just always like to know what other people are doing. But I know y'all are like have stuff cooking just because I've seen some of the things that are changing up here. Obviously I hear there's a Hall of Fame that y'all are introducing or potentially might have
Yes.
timeout button as well. So
Oh, the timeout button is for me, because I always come out with some crazy ideas, and when I go out of line, they time me out, because these guys have me under control. They don't let me loose. You know, it's
oh
a
my
way to control. They don't. They said we gotta control them. Timeout. They say right away, timeout. Yep. And they put me timeout. They put me like in a prison bar thing, or they put a boxing burger figure. Shout out to boxing burger. I miss those boxing burger timeouts. And yeah, they do all that stuff to me. They always pick on me.
super cool.
They always pick
No,
on me. And for the Hall of Fame, that's a pretty good idea. With the Hall of Fame, it's like, the guests that come to our show, we have a wall of fame for them, and we do add them to there, and so they can always be part of the Xbox International Wall of Fame. You have a cool wall for them, and just praise them for being our guest on the show.
No, awesome. Well, I just want to say thank you for being on this show, being a Shades of Purple alumni. It's just amazing everybody just adds to the community. It's just amazing people all around, and I could not be more. I don't know, happy is not the word I'm looking for, but just to have a community like this of people, I think it's really cool. So thank you for being part of that, and thank you for you definitely brought a lot of your I see a lot of people in there in chat, made chat super exciting today. But
Yeah, you see what? Why are you acting like a victim? Lies. That I am not lying. You always pick on me. You put me in a timeout.
he's- oh my god.
Oh my god! Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, I told you before the show, we try to keep it, that 1 hour, 10 minutes. I think we're right around that time. But where can people find you, Louis? And
Hmm.
yeah.
Where can people find me? Well, you can find me at Twitter at Crazy Lui Gaming. Where I say good mornings. I do all that cool stuff. You can also find me at Xbox Lunch Break Special at Double Barrel Gaming with Mr. Boomstick, Fuzzy Belvedere, and Mr. Web Dave. And also Wednesdays at the Xbox International Podcast with Silent Cypher, the Big Plume, which is also our newest member, which he's a pretty cool guy, and he's also loaded with work, and he'll be coming on once in a while. Sour Blow, Silent Cypher, and of course me. That's where you can find me there.
No, awesome and just amazing. As I said before, amazing show. It's one of my shows I have to try to catch every Wednesday. Sometimes I'm working, but I do have you on, on my phone and trying to type in when I can. Um, but with that, y'all, you can find me on Thursdays here on this channel. Next week, we're gonna have an amazing guest, but this is Louis' week, so we don't want to talk about that. And then on Sundays, you can watch me play a horror game. I am playing Little Hope. There are still some people alive, despite Hutch's best attempt to say that I can't game. I have kept 2 of them alive, Hutch. Thank you so much. So at least I beat Little Nightmares, Hutch. That's all I gotta say. But that's
And
and
Purple,
also, yeah,
also, I wanted to say thank you for having me on the show. It was a lot of fun today, really. Loads of fun with you hanging out.
oh my
Really.
gosh, of course. Well, thank you. As always, you're always welcome to come here. And we're gonna talk a little bit after the show, before I hand you off. But no, thank you so much. And thank everybody for chat. Y'all make it super exciting. You'd like to I love to see y'all going at it, or not going at it, but friendly banter here and there. So thank you all. It was a long break for me. I was just working, traveling. So it's great to be back. But like I said, I'll be back Sunday. But with that said, between now and Sunday, please be on the lookout for the first episode of Purple Shade. So what that's going to be is a 5 to 7 minute video where I'm going to talk about a topic. I'm going to go in. I'm going to give you my opinion. Maybe some smiling, but it's going to definitely have some spice to it. And just a little hint coming up. It is going to be about Xbox. So, not directly about Xbox, but Xbox will be mentioned. So hopefully, let me know what y'all think of that. Please comment below on that one when it does come out. I would love to hear y'all's feedback. But with that said, y'all know I do not care where you game, how you game, what you game, how long you game, why you game. As long as you're gaming, you're good with me. And as always, and let's make sure I can do this because this, this Sunday I forgot it. But as always, I'm Purple Haze, and the proof is in the playing. All right. Thanks, y'all. Have a good one.